Hello. Okay, so so this weekend was the Back to Football 5K. It is it's the Back to Football Run series the NFL does, and the Saints the Saints run this weekend. I don't know, other people might have had their run because clearly I'm a New Orleans girl and the Saints are my team, so that's all I really cared about. Um, so let's talk about it. Let's go through this. Now we all know that I have not been running like once I had. There's a lot going into that, but it just kind of accumulated, and I think I lost a breath. But anyway, it's not necessary to the information I'm giving you, so I don't know why I'm looking for it. Other than that, it's aggravating me that I lost it. Anyway, oh, it's in my hair. Okay, so basically, my friend Ray, who you guys have met on other race vlogs, um, she started running a little bit after me. She started losing weight a couple years before me, and then she started running a little bit after me, and we did our first 10K together, and we've kind of done races together. She's done one alone and one with a boyfriend, I think, or, well, a guy friend, and I have done one with other people now, but for the most part, we try to challenge each other and kind of like keep this thing going, right? So she had kind of stopped running because she had torqued her knee. I had just gotten to a place where it wasn't really happening, and so um we were both kind of at a slowing down point. Um, when I told her about this race, she was really excited about it, which I thought was kind of strange. I'm excited because I'm an extraordinary football fan. I was kind of surprised she was excited about it because I don't think that she is. I mean, I know she's a football person, but not, anyway. So, she's excited because she's never been in the Dome before, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And I was like, oh, you should totally do it. So she winded up doing it, which is really good. Because when I was going by myself, I was a little apprehensive about going by myself. I was unsure if I could really make myself do it. You get to a point where you just accept less from yourself. And I think I've been at that point for a couple of months. And it's kind of an accumulation of things, which I think I'm going to address. That, if you can hear that, is my puppy. I know you can hear that. She's going to do that from time to time. She's on kennel wrap. No, Paisley. And she really wants to get out. Anyway, so I do have a plan to avoid this in the future, and I will talk to you guys about that. So let me see. Okay, now there's a note, so I remember to talk to you guys about that. So anyway, let's talk about the run. Here's my black and gold number. Woohoo! They're not 13. What? So there you go. And it was lots of fun. You got a T-shirt. You got a running T-shirt, not just plain old T-shirt. And I can show you guys that later. You got an NFL bag, an NFL approved bag. I don't know if you guys know this, but the stadiums have made this rule where there's no purses. You have to have it like within certain measurements and certain this and certain that, and it's like this big freaking deal. So they started to, I think some places are selling this. This came with the race, and it's an NFL approved bag, which means it's the right size and it's clear. So if a woman wants to bring her stuff, she can do it in there. I think that's a little ridiculous, but I don't really care about any of my stuff when I'm going to see a football game. So that was that. So we get there. It's pretty crowded. There were 4,155 people who participated in the event, which is, that's a nice size race. I actually did, like all the races I do, are generally much bigger, like 2 to 3 times bigger than that at a minimum. So that was a really nice size race. It was kind of perfect. There were people, it was a crowd, but it wasn't like nuts. And I had told Sheree, now my fastest, I would have to look this up to be exact, my fastest 5K was like 26 minutes and change about almost a year ago. So just to give you an idea of how little I was expecting of myself, I told Sheree I'm just going and trying to get under 45 minutes. I was like, honestly, this is my goal. Here I have 2. 1, I am not stopping. I will not rest. I will not walk. I will not stop. And the other one is to be under 45 minutes, which I kind of figured if I didn't stop, I could be under 45 minutes. So Sheree knows me very well and has raced with me often, and was like, I'm scared that if I sign up with you, you're going to all of a sudden start to push. And I was like, I really don't want to. Like, I really want this to be nothing but enjoyment because I need to get back into running. So having her with me really helped me pace myself. I was like, just agree to not stop and to be under 45 minutes. And she was like, yeah, totally. All right, once we got there on the day of, and I started to like really look at it, I was like, right, we should totally be able to finish this in under, around 35 minutes should be. And I was telling her about another race that I did with a friend who had just trained for a couple of months. She's never been a runner, and we finished at about 35, 36 minutes. And I was like, and she took a break. Like, we hauled it, and then she took a break, and then we hauled it. Like, but this is different. Like, if we just don't ever haul it, but we don't ever stop, we should be able to get around at the same time. And I could see Reed's little face kind of getting like, this chick is changing the rules on me, but I really wasn't. So we start, and and look, I got earbuds, new earbuds. They're pinkie pie. I don't know if you can see that. All right, so we start, and I let her set the pace, and I'm like, jog, don't run, because that's the last thing we need to do is burn ourselves out. So she was setting a pace. I was surprised by her speed. I was like, is this a jog or a run? She was like, it's a jog. It's maintainable. She was like, yes. And we ran without difficulty for over a mile, which is a big deal because in the past, running, we would start to kind of break down at the end of a mile. So she was doing good, hanging out with, like, even or a little bit above me here and there. When we got to the water station, which was halfway through, she was like, I need water. I'm like, okay. So she started to walk through, but I'm like, oh girl, I'm letting you slide on that. So I jogged ahead. I did keep moving the entire time. She tried to walk on me a couple of times. Thank God I caught her right at the moment, and I was like, absolutely not. Come on, I will pull you. That was my deal, because long ago, our very first race, she wouldn't even let me take her hand and pull her. And I was like, dude, you can't punk out like that. Like, I will pull you if I have to. For a brief moment, we did hold hands, but she was really awesome. Like, kept it moving, kept it up. Pepe, no. Kept it up, kept going. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And we got to the end, and the end of the race is on the 50-yard line of the football field. I got to run on the turf. There's a 40-yard dash at the end. I would like to work on my dash times. Actually, are pretty fast when I haven't run a race ahead of time. But this 40-yard dash was 9 seconds and 9.12 seconds. That ain't good, but it ain't, I guess, bad considering. So my chip time, my clock time was 49 minutes and 47 seconds. My chip time was 35 minutes and 17 seconds. So ran that race in 35 minutes and 17 seconds without ever pushing, without ever really working it, without ever really like killing myself, which is just awesome. That's about an 11-minute, 22-second pace. And so that put me at, out of 4,155 people, I finished 1,893rd. Out of 409 people in my division, which is like your age group, I finished 147th. And out of 2,032 women, I finished 762nd. So, what's cool about that is in all of those groupings, I'm in the front of the half of. You know what I'm saying? Like not on the back half, I'm on the front half, and that's just kind of cool. It's just kind of neat to like keep yourself going. So that was pretty flippin' awesome. I guess I'm gonna put some pictures in so you can enjoy that. And then I'm going to talk to you about other stuff. So. I didn't show you. I'm like just bopping around. I didn't show you the medal. You got a medal. So that's upside down. Back to football. And it's the Saints, right? I was like, the medal better have either a Saints or a football. And I would really like to say NFL. And it says NFL, and it's a football, and it's a little goalpost holding on to the ribbon. And on the back it says 2013 finisher. Yay. Alright, other stuff going on. Oh, the whole summer run thing. Summer workout thing. What I've decided to do this year is just to keep pushing through, because October is right around the corner. I think that next year though, May to October, so what's that? So 5 months, I'm going to have a gym membership because it is entirely too hot and too humid to really get out there. It's just killing me. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I wear like a girdle type deal, not every day by any means, because no. But when I work out, I wear like a girdle because of the extra skin from losing all the weight all right here. It started, once I got to a certain point of weight loss, it started to be severely painful on my back and on the skin itself. It's, if you can imagine, working out without a bra on, like the pain and the backache from it. So I have to wear something to like hold it, almost like a sports bra for your body, okay? So if you think about the constriction of a sports bra, it's kind of uncomfortable, but it serves its purpose. It's like that from, my hips to right underneath my bra. It is tight because if it's loose, it doesn't work. And it is hot. As soon as I walk out there, it's like a flippin' oven. It's like radiating heat back in. And then it becomes like almost like you can't breathe and everything else. It's just, one day I hope to have surgery and not need it. But for now I do, and I'm not complaining. I'm glad that there are those type of things available. I wish they were in dry quick fabric, and I wish they were specifically made to breathe, but they're not. But because of that, it's like the summers are even harder to deal with down here. So I think I'm going to be in a gym so that I can run on a treadmill and I can do CrossFit and I can do all that stuff without like vomiting and giving myself some stroke. That's just how that's going to be. So that's my big plan. It's a decision I finally made. Oh, there's something else. Oh, since I was taking this medal out, I was going to show you this medal. I don't know if I ever did. The last 10K that I did, the Crescent City, this is a finisher's medal. And it's got the website, and it says March 30th, 2013. Look at that. The little runner. He spins. Oh, did I even have it on camera? Okay. How fun is that? It's so fun. Now we're going to do a food update. Okay. So, I am blessed to have my wife as a part of this journey. My sobriety started by telling her the truth and has always depended on being able to go to her when nobody else understands. And even when she doesn't understand, she doesn't push me to just be normal, which is kind of what a lot of people do. Just be normal. Just don't eat it. Just don't do it. Just don't. And it's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because if I could be normal, I flippin' would. So just be normal doesn't work. And it is kind of painful. And it kind of sucks. And so having her there, and there's times when that starts to be what she's saying, but I'm like, babe, and she's like, I see it, let's fix it. So I've had 3 really great days. It started with going to the race and has continued. Yesterday I ran on my own, and I ran a 5K and I beat my race time, and I was not pushing it. I just was jogging again. That's really cool. But so working out and stuff, I'm getting myself on track. And with food, I talked to my wife. I am struggling for control at this point. And I expressed to her that I feel like if I eat over 1,000 calories, I won't be able to stop myself. And we sat down and discussed it. I mean, like, we were discussing it. I was crying. I was like, I think I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat and then keep eating because I'm really good at hungry. I'm really good at staying empty, but I'm really bad at finding that balance lately. So she was like, let me make you food. And I was like, this is a big deal because I used to not let her cook anything for me because she would take liberties like, oh, but I only put the littlest bit of butter and I only did this. And it would be like, I can't track that. I can't measure the littlest bit. Like, that's not a number. So she's gotten to now where she can cook for me because she understands how kind of freakish I am. And so she was like, let me make you something and then we'll discuss things. And she made me a sandwich and I was like, did you put butter? And she was like, of course not, and she explained everything that she did so I could track it. And she erred on the side of how I would cook things and decisions I would make, which is a really comforting thing. So I was able to eat, and then we sat down and talked, and we came up with this. And I expressed to her that I understand that this is not healthy, but that this is healthier than I have been. And for me, this is a step that I was willing to aim high every day instead of aiming very low and then like 600 calories, 1,500 calories, 600 calories, 1,200 calories. Like, instead of doing that, I was like, I'm willing to aim higher, but I cannot at this point break 1,000 because I feel like if I broke 1,000, I would be eating. I wouldn't be able to stop myself. I understand that that is not healthy. I get it. Okay? But in this situation, it is the healthiest step I can take, and it's one I feel like I can stay committed to. So she was like, I want you to aim for 1,000. And I was like, I really don't want to have 1,000. So I agreed to aim for 990 calories to 999. And the past 3 days, I've been at 992, 993, 993, and today I'll be at 993. So, and you know, she said to me, you, like yesterday, that you understand that I am not approving the 1,000 calorie diet. And I was like, do you understand that I don't approve a 1,000 calorie diet? I don't. And it's not a long-term plan. It's for like a week or two while I just get my grip on things. That's it. It's like, because I'm better at not eating, I'm going to stay a little closer to that side while I get a grip. And then I'll go a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, but I am actually happy with the way I've gotten to this calories. Very, very healthy, very well-rounded. Carbs. See, that's another thing. When I started to avoid food and put certain foods on the blacklist, I have always, and if you go through my videos, you'll find stuff without ever paying attention, just through eating what I desired. I always kept a diet of about 60 to 65% carbs, 20-25% protein, and the rest fat. Now, that might sound high to some people, but one, when you're getting them from healthy places, it's alright. And two, what I found out was that's pretty much a runner's diet. So I just naturally was eating, but the type of lifestyle I was living. And then when I started to get freakish about things and cut out, I started to warp the fuel I was putting in and then change the output my body was able to do. So, without even trying, just by making healthy choices and following my desires over the last couple of days, my wife asked me yesterday, well, what kind, because I said I'm hungry and I'm trying to figure out what will satisfy me, and she was like, well, you know, how much of this and blah, blah, blah have you had? So I went and looked, and I was like, oh, I have had about 60% carbs and 17% fat, and the rest, you know. So kind of naturally wound up back in a mix that works for me. And so I'm hoping that I can continue to grow that to a healthier amount of calories a day, but also stay satisfied and in control of things. And that is how I feel. And I want to say that. I want to say thank you. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. I've got some positive comments, and people just saying really nice things about you're going to be fine and you're going to get this done. And it's just really, really good to be back, guys. It's fabulous. And it's helping a lot. I can't even express how much. So I am going to go blog. I'm looking for tags. If you guys know of any good, fun, funny, exciting tags, I need to get tags. Tag me in a video. Hit me up. Tell me something. Tell me what tags to do down there. Because I'm looking for tags so that on the days when I don't have a whole lot to say, I can play around with tags while I talk to you. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Have a great one, and I'll see you soon.